Hello and welcome back to Surviving with Superdaddy here in Minecraft. And as you can see, we've done quite a bit off camera, a little bit of prettying up of the area, and had a little bit of time to get some levels back, did some fishing, but we've also done some prettying up of our path here, made it look a little bit better, and I think it's starting to come along in this area. We also did a little bit of decoration on this as well, and made certain that the mineshaft entrance looks a little bit better, and made a nice little path over to our Nether Portal, which we are going to do some decorating and making this look a little prettier today. But our first order of business is actually going to be doing a little bit of enchanting today. We're going to go ahead and get ourselves a good set of gear so we can go into the Nether. And I think it's going to look good to see us in some shiny diamond gear. I also plan on getting a pair of boots that I believe are being taken out in the 1.19 update. I believe if you have them already, you should be good to go, but if you don't have them, then you won't be able to make them. And we will need them. So we're going to go ahead and try and get those boots today, actually. We're going to start off by enchanting a pair of boots, helmet, chest plate, and a sword, and see where we get off. So right off the bat, you see that there's some protection 4 boots. That's actually a pretty good pair of boots. I might enchant that. I also get a fire protection 4 breastplate. That's probably not the best. A protection 4 helmet, or a smite 5 sword. I think we're going to go ahead and roll the dice with the boots and see what we get right off the bat. Just protection 4. That's not exactly optimal. Let's see what else we can get here. And none of those are worth enchanting right now. We're going to go ahead and disenchant these boots. Grab a book. See if we get anything on this. If not, we'll just do a kind of throwaway enchantment and re-roll our enchantments on the items. Protection 3. Sharpness 3. That's not bad, but not what I'd like to do. Protection 3. Fire protection 3. Sharpness 3. I wonder what the pants or pickaxe would be as well. Let's go ahead and roll some of these. Protection 3 on the pants. Pickaxe would be efficiency 4, which is not a bad pickaxe. Or I can do another trash roll and see if I get something better, which I think is what we're going to do. Fire protection 4 for boots. Fire protection 4 for leggings. You'll see that most of these enchantments are pretty identical across the board if it's a similar item. Fire aspect 2 on a sword isn't bad. Efficiency 4 on a pickaxe, or Depth Strider 3. Now, this is one of the enchantments that we're going to end up needing. So if we don't end up starting off with that on a pair of boots, we can end up combining it if we get this book now, which I think is what we're going to go ahead and do. So now we have Depth Strider 3 in case we don't end up getting it on a pair of boots that we would like. We want to see Feather Falling on a pair of boots. Unbreaking 3 isn't a bad enchantment, because you may end up getting something else with it. And if it ends up being the Feather Falling or the Protection 4 that we're looking for, we could end up using that instead. So I think we're going to go ahead and roll the dice and see if we end up with something more than Unbreaking 3 on these pair of boots. Protection 3, not bad, I guess. Unbreaking 3 and Protection 3. I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and put those in here and try rolling again and see if we can get something better than that right now. Depth Strider 3 on a pair of boots. That's funny because we just got that on these. Let's see if there's something else maybe on some of these other tools before we go trying to roll the dice with Depth Strider 3. Sweeping Edge 3 on a sword. That wouldn't be bad. And we don't have many levels to work with here, so it may be worth it to do that now in case we don't end up with a good sword. Wow. What luck on our sword. That is a great sword to start off. Sweeping edge, sharpness 4, unbreaking 3, and fire aspect 2. All from one enchantment. I think that was the right choice. But with that, we're pretty much out of levels. And we can try and see if we get back to 30 here right now by disenchanting these books that we enchanted and didn't need the enchantments on. But it looks like we don't get quite enough to get back to 30. And so we're going to have to go ahead and get a few more levels before we can go ahead and go into the Nether. So that way we can get a little bit better gear. Alright, as you can see, I've got my fishing rod, Moby Dick. It is quite the awesome fishing rod, Mending, Unbreaking 3, Luck of the Sea, and Lore 3. All of these are important items to have, or enchantments to have on our gear. And I quite enjoy having this item here, because it has been able to get us levels pretty fast. And I think we're going to go ahead and do some fishing now. We'll do that, maybe as a little time lapse. We'll see. Should be fun.
A few moments later.
Alrighty, we're back here with 36 levels to try and enchant up again and see if we can't get some good boots and maybe some other good gear as well. I'm going to start off by looking at what we got. Maybe an Unbreaking 3, Riptide, Unbreaking 3, and Unbreaking 3. Well, I guess we're going to roll the dice with Unbreaking 3 and see what we get. Fire Protection 3, that's not quite what we're looking for. We're going to go ahead and just disenchant that right away. Get a little bit of our experience back and try again. Unbreaking 3 again looks like the best bet. Hopefully we get something more with it. Protection 4 and Unbreaking 3. That is great, actually. That is kind of what we were looking for. Better than the Protection 3, Unbreaking 3. So we can disenchant those. If we need to put the Depth Strider on this, we will. But we're also trying to get Feather Falling 4. So let's see if we can't get that now. Just Unbreaking 3, a little disappointing. We will have to try and get some more levels and try again.
A few minutes later.
So before we go into the Nether, I do want to combine a couple bows that I have. This regular one and an infinity, and I think at the end, oh no. There we go. We can make a Power 5 Infinity Bow out of this, and that will definitely get us by in the game. It's only going to cost us 18 levels, so we might as well name it as well. I think we'll name it Black Sky, for the black sky of arrows that will be raining down on our foes. So we're going to go ahead and equip this gear now. And we're looking a little bit better. We'll go ahead and make a gold armor helmet as well. Go ahead and equip this golden piece of armor, and now we're actually geared up to go into the Nether. But we're still not quite ready yet, because first I want to pretty up that Nether Portal over there and make it look a little bit better. And we're gonna do that as a time lapse today. So go ahead and buckle down and get ready for our time lapse video. Yay! Alright, welcome back, and I hope you enjoyed that short little time lapse. Nothing too long, because it didn't take too long to build this rock here, or this boulder. But this is going to be our Nether Portal, and as you can see, it's a nice little boulder here, nothing too fancy. We'll probably pretty it up in between episodes, but we're gonna go ahead and light the Nether Portal here. There's two ways that you can light the Nether Portal. Three, actually, if you're using lava. One of them is with a flint and steel. To make that, you're just gonna get a piece of flint by breaking up a gravel and a piece of iron, and that can make a flint and steel in your crafting interface. You can also use a fire charge to light the Nether Portal. And then the other option is a bucket of lava. But we're just going to use the fire charge to light up this cool Nether Portal here. And as you can see, now that it's lit, you'll hear the familiar sounds of the portal whooshing. And the Nether is now an option to us. As you can see, I don't have a whole lot in my inventory here. I probably could use a couple more things for going into the Nether, but as of right now, these are really all the things I'm going to end up taking in with me. I want to make certain that I have enough get where I'm going, but not enough. I don't need to be losing all of my stuff if I accidentally perish in the Nether. Knock on wood for me, guys. I don't want to end up perishing in the Nether today. But hopefully when we go through this portal here, we'll end up with a good spawn in the Nether, and we should be able to go and find a Nether fortress, hopefully. We'll see. And here we go through the Nether fortress, or through the portal, through the Nether fortress. And here we go. We need to go deeper. Where are we? Oh my gosh, Soul Sand Valley. Of course it would be a Soul Sand Valley. So the first thing we're gonna do is protect our portal. Lots of ghasts around here. As you can hear, one's shooting at me already. So, with this being the case, you want to encase it in stone, because that is a block that ghasts have a hard time breaking through. Oh, and as you can see, we've got a skeleton friend over there. Don't mind me, Mr. Skeleton. I am just building a nice area for safety. So, as you can see, this is one of these scarier places to spawn in the Nether. You will end up with skeletons and blazes all around, or not blazes, ghasts all around you. These things are rather scary, and relatively a pain to deal with, especially if you're not equipped well, much like us. But we are building this area to keep ourselves safe. This should help maintain our survival in this world. Okay, so now we have a small safe haven here. This will be our area to return to, and as you can see, I made a small little snaking entrance. This is just so that if anything is chasing me, it will get caught off in here when I'm running away from them. But taking a look out here, it looks like we're pretty interesting spawn here. Is that a fortress right there? That looks like fortress bricks, right? I think it is. I think we're going to go ahead and make our way that way, just in case I'm correct. Wow, that would be awesome if there was a fortress literally right there. That is insane. Okay. Don't lose your head, Daddy. Don't lose your head. So, Soul Sand has a neat effect, guys, where it kind of slows you down. If you are running from something in the Nether, the last thing you want is to be getting slowed down while you're doing it. So I think what we're going to end up doing is building a 3-wide path all the way out to that Nether fortress, I guess. Guys, that is definitely a Nether fortress right there. Absolutely. We found one literally as we spawned in. I cannot believe that. This seed has had great luck. And I hope you guys are playing along with me. If you are playing along with me, go ahead and tell me what you've been building. Have you been building what we're building here, or have you been building your own cool things in your world? And if you have, feel free to shoot me a picture of what you guys have been building on my Instagram. But as we start to get closer to the fortress here, we can see all of the usual fortress mobs. You got the blazes right there, and then of course the wither skeletons. Very scary. And with this, or a soul sand biome, they're much more frequent spawning in here, which means we very well could end up making a wither skeleton farm later on in the series. We'll have to see. So wither skeletons are one of the strongest mobs in the game. And so you want to be extra careful with them. They are strong, but there is a weakness to them. They cannot go anywhere that is only 2 blocks tall. They are a 3-block tall mob. Ooh, we got our first blaze rod as well. How great is that? Taking those. Oh! And as you can see, we're getting chased by a wither right off the bat. Wither skeletons. So these are exceptionally strong mobs. And as you can see there, they gave me an effect called wither. And that effect is very, very painful because it can kill you. It will take you all the way down to half a heart and actually kill you, unlike poison. Wither skeletons, however, do not like light. So, a easy way to prevent them from spawning is to place light sources, and then they won't end up spawning in that area. As you can see, we have a lot of wither skeletons right over here. And I'm going to see if I can lure them all over here and maybe get a wither skeleton head. And these blocks right here are one of the other reasons we came into the Nether today. Quartz. This is such a crucial block in anything that you need to do. And if you break it apart, you'll get the quartz pieces, the quartz shards. This is an important item for redstone contraptions. But we can absolutely run over here and get a small wither skeleton farm out of this just by letting the mobs spawn. Whoa! And this is what I'm talking about. Really close to dying from the wither effect here. Very dangerous being in these fortresses. So you have to be extra careful. Make certain that you are not in a place that you can get attacked quickly. Make those spots that are safe havens for yourself. And make certain that you are constantly on the lookout for those wither skeletons. Also, blazes shooting you from behind. But we've managed to swipe out a few mobs now. And as long as we are continuing to make certain that no wither skeletons can reach us, the blazes are relatively easy to take out from a distance with a bow. And taking out a bunch of blazes shouldn't be that problematic. It's more the wither skeletons that you have to worry about. Getting their attention is pretty easy. They seem to have the same aggro radius that a regular skeleton does, so you just have to get within a certain amount of blocks to them, and then you're guaranteed to tick them off. But we're going to gather as much of this quartz that we see throughout the walls and things like that while we're in here, just to hopefully end up with a good amount of stuff that we can work with when we get out of the Nether. So we've fought off a couple withers, and we've got what we came here to get, which was the blaze rods. But we're also going to need another crucial piece of this equation, and that is the Nether Wart. I haven't seen any yet, so we're going to have to keep exploring, which means going into the more dangerous areas of this fortress and hopefully not perishing. This here is a magma cube. These guys are really neat because they're going to drop magma cream. This is useful for crafting potions that are going to make us immune to fire damage. Although it does not appear that I'm going to get any magma cream from these guys this time. Oh no, I've aggroed the pigmen. The zombie pigmen are killing me. Well, here it goes. And I stood no chance against zombie pigmen. But the good news is, most of my stuff is going to be pretty easy to get back to, as long as there aren't a bunch of blazes waiting for me before I get there. And now that the pigmen have killed me, they shouldn't be aggro at me anymore. We should be able to run right past all of them without upsetting them. As you can see, that's what we're doing now. And we're going to go ahead and come in here and just recollect all of our equipment and gear. And then we're going to run and hopefully get out of here before we die. This is going to be our safe haven right here for now. Just hopefully not get attacked by anything while we clipped our gear back on.